Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garage. Today we got another Mach-E video, so let's get into it. Alright, so in today's video we're going to talk about the sound that this makes, both inside the car and outside the car. Most of the sound is totally synthetic. It's created and played through speakers, both outside the car and inside the car. There's also some genuine electric motor, whir, whine, whatever term you want to use for it, that you can hear as well. And so in this video, I'm hoping to try and break that down a little bit more so you can hear the different sounds that this makes in different situations. All right, so the first sound I want you to hear is when the Mach-E is backing up. So let me play that for you now. So in that clip, you can hear there's really two sounds. There's kind of this ah sound, and then there's a chime on top of that. The kind of more sustained ah sound, that is consistent anytime you're not in park. So if you're in reverse, neutral, or drive, you're gonna get that sound. And when you go into reverse, it adds the chime on top of that. So let me play it for you when you're in neutral and drive, and you can hear it. Essentially the same sound without the chime. Okay, so now I'm gonna play another clip. In this clip, I have the window rolled down, and you'll hear what the car sounds like as you start to pick up a little bit of speed. In this video, I'm specifically trying to show what it sounds like outside the car. We'll get more to what it sounds inside the car in a minute. So in that video, you heard it going and then you heard it kind of change as we started to pick up speed. You start to get some wind noise and other things, and it becomes kind of even hard to really notice. So that's really more noticeable, even when you're inside with the windows up and it's fairly quiet around you, and you go into drive, you'll hear that sound. And that's really the sound that's outside. Okay, so before we talk about the propulsion sound inside the car, let's play what it sounds like inside the car with no propulsion sound at lower speeds. In this take, you'll hear more of that electric motor and whir and whine that I've been talking about. This should capture that fairly well. So let's play that. Okay, so in that clip you could hear, you get some motor whir, motor whine happening, and in the next segment we'll talk about propulsion sound. I'll also mention in all of these takes, I generally did not change the EQ, with a couple of exceptions. At the lower speed videos, I did take out some low end, since the camera was mounted to the seat in the car to kind of feel like you're the passenger. It's picking up some vibration and some lower end more strongly than what really feels natural inside the car. So there is a little bit of low cut on a couple of these clips, but otherwise the EQ is flat. So the Mach-E has 3 different drive modes: whisper, engage, and unbridled. And each of these modes, you have the option to turn on propulsion sound. And that sound is purely inside the car, played through the speakers to kind of add on top of the motor whir and motor whine sounds. So each mode gets a little bit more louder and aggressive with the propulsion sound. In whisper, there's little to none Propulsion sound, and then Unbridled is the max. Engage is, I would say, closer to Unbridled in terms of volume and intensity. And so we'll go through each of these. Okay, so the first one, we're going to do Engage, and you'll be able to hear that with and without propulsion sound. Okay, now we're going to go to Unbridled, and we'll do that with and without propulsion sound. So pretty interesting. I don't know between the clips if you can tell a big difference between Engage and Unbridled in terms of the propulsion sound, but you can tell a huge difference with it on or off. All right, so that concludes the video on the sound that the Mach-E makes. A little shorter video today. Hope you found it interesting and helpful if you're considering buying one of these or trying to learn more about the car. You know, I think the sound is interesting. It's enough to make a video on. You know, it's something to talk about. You know, there's lots of sounds out there that sound good, sound bad, sound cool, not cool. I'm not quite sure where I'd rank the Mach-E. I think it's interesting. At times, I think it can sound cool when, you know, you've got kind of this futuristic electric sound complementing a true electric motor. You know, it's really not trying to sound like a gas engine. It's just trying to kind of amplify and kind of accentuate an electric feel and sound. Gives the car a little more personality, I think. And, you know, I don't think it necessarily replaces the V8 by any means in terms of how good it sounds. If there's other things you want to see or hear about the sound or things related to that, let me know and I'll make another video. So thanks again for joining, and we'll catch you next time.